class. Today we're going to be comparing and ordering fractions and decimals and percents. Something you might want to do now is to pause your video and write some notes. The important note here is before comparing and ordering fractions, decimals, and percents, you should rewrite some or all of the numbers so they are in the same format. It makes it a lot easier to compare. So I've written down some notes here on how to convert fractions to decimals and how to convert fractions to percents. We're going to do a couple really quickly. So first of all, to convert fractions to decimals, you need to divide the numerator by the denominator. Divide the numerator by the denominator. So let's try that. If I have 15 over 20, I'm going to divide the numerator, 15 divided by 20. If you were to do that on paper or on a calculator, you would get 0.75. So this is our numerator, this is our denominator. 15 divided by 20 equals 0.75. If I were going to change a fraction, convert a fraction to a percent, I would convert it to a decimal and then multiply by 100. So let's work on that. So if I were going to convert a fraction to a percent, if I had 3 over 10, that's 3 tenths, T-E-N-T-H-S, 3 tenths. So that would be written as 0.3. That's 3 tenths. And then you multiply that times 100. You would get 30%. So let's do some more. We've got some other ones here I want you to write down. Our next one is if we were to convert decimals to fractions. Well, if we were converting decimals to fractions, we would write the decimal as a whole number over the place value. And remember, our place values are tenths, hundredths, thousandths, that kind of thing, that sort of thing. So let's talk about, let's do this with the decimal 0 and 4 hundredths. 0 and 4 hundredths. So we would write that as 4 over 100. Well, that can be simplified because they both can be divided by 4. Remember, whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 100 divided by 4 is 25. Okay. Well, what about this one? Multiply, if we're changing a decimal to, or converting a decimal to a percent, we're going to multiply by 100 or move the decimal place over 2 places to the right. So once again, if I were to have 0.6, I could say 0.6 times 100, and that would equal 60%. Or it says here, move the decimal places 2 places to the right. So if I had 0.6, if I move that 2 decimal places, 1, 2, that's where my decimal place would go. This empty space is a 0. You can see that equals 60%. Now our final one is converting percents to fractions and converting percents to decimals. So if I'm converting percents to fractions, I write the percent as a whole number over 100. Don't forget you have to simplify. Don't forget you have to simplify. So let's see what that would be. If I had 45% and I wanted to write that as a fraction, remember that per percent means per means divide, and cent means 100. Okay? And remember, every fraction is a division problem. So 45, here's my divide, 45 per divided by cent, 100. 45 per cent, or 45 divided by 100. Well, I need to look at this and find a common factor. A common factor. And a common factor, on that, if you remember correctly, I showed you guys, if it ends in a 5 and a 0, a common factor would be 5. This is on that divisibility rules that's on the home page of our Google Classroom page. So you can look at that. But 45 divided by 5 is 9. And 100 divided by 5 is 20. So finally, we're going to divide by 100. We're going to convert our percents to decimals. Converting percents to decimals. If you do that, you're going to divide by 100 or move the decimal place 2 places to the left. If you remember correctly, when we multiplied, we were by 100, we moved it 2 places to the right. When you divide by 100, you move it 2 places to the left. So if our number is 6%, we can take 6 divided by 100, and that would give you 0.06. Or you could say 6 and move the decimal place 2 places to the left. Remember, every whole number has a decimal at the end of it. So that would be 1, 2. That's where our decimal place would go. And in this empty place, we would be a 0. So you would write this as 0.06. If you have any more questions, I suggest that you look at this video, watch it again, make sure that you're taking notes, and I will see you tomorrow.